Here we go. Hey, friends. Happy Wednesday. How's everybody doing today? My name is Vanessa Fernandez, and I am the founder of the Enneagram Workshop. That's where you're at right now. And today I am teaching. I've been teaching for the last couple of days, 10 days, 10 ways that the Enneagram makes your life better. And today we're talking about how to reconnect with your body center. And the reason why I'm talking about this is because the way the Enneagram is organized, it's organized into a couple of different groupings of types. So we've got our, hey, everybody, hey, see some people waving. Tell me where you're from. Tell me what you're doing right now. Because I love being live with people who are like with me. You guys are with me. So the Enneagram is structured into triads, which means that there are 3 types in each triad that are most dominant in a certain center of intelligence. So there's 3 centers of intelligence: your gut, your intuition, your body, your heart, your feelings, and your head, your thoughts and your logic and your mental processing. Those are the 3 ways we process information, our 3 centers of intelligence. And the Enneagram organizes itself in such a way that there are 3 types in each center. However, there's another way that we can organize, and that's in stances. And stance is aggressive, withdrawing, or dependent. And those stances all have a certain center of intelligence in common that they are repressed in. And this was actually a question that someone gave me last time I did a talk on this, when yesterday I was talking about bringing up your heart center. And they said, well, triads and stances, what's the difference between the 2? And I wish I had, maybe I'll grab a little visual here. A visual of the Enneagram. Let's see if I can find it, because there's a little confusion between that. All right, so here we go. Here's our Enneagram structure. And we have the heart triad right here. And these types 3, 4, and 5, types 2, 3, and 4. I'm trying to read it backwards. Types 2, 3, and 4 are all feeling dominant because they are in the heart triad. So feeling is their dominant mode of intelligence, the way that they process what's going on in the world. Then we have the head triad, or the thinking triad, which is 5, 6, and 7 over here. They're all thinking dominant. And then we have the gut, or the body triad, up here, which is 1s, 9s, and 8s. Did I do that backwards? Oh my gosh, I totally did that backwards. Sorry. Feeling, thinking, and body, and which is 1s, 8s, and 9s. So this is where you're dominant in your center of intelligence. Now the stances is where you're repressed in your center of intelligence. So let me take a look at it so I don't get this backwards. So in the heart triad, we have type 2s, which are dependent. So they are thinking repressed, feeling dominant. Type 3s, which are tricky because they are feeling dominant and feeling repressed, being that they're an aggressive type. And type 4s, which are feeling dominant and doing repressed, because they're in the withdrawing stance. So then we have the head triad over here. 5s are thinking dominant, doing repressed. 6s are thinking dominant, thinking repressed. And 7s are thinking dominant and feeling repressed. And then we have our gut and our body triad up here. 8s are doing dominant and feeling repressed. 9s are doing dominant and doing repressed. And 1s are doing dominant and thinking repressed. So whereas the triads show you where your center of intelligence is dominant, your stances show you where your center of intelligence is repressed. And it's going to be a little bit different for each type. So hopefully that wasn't confusing. Sorry, I had it all backwards here with my little diagram here. But we're going to talk about right now how to reconnect with your body, which is going to be especially pertinent for those in the withdrawing stance. Withdrawing stance is types 4s, 5s, and 9s. And they're all feeling, they're all doing repressed because doing kind of ruins things. If you're a type 4, doing ruins the illusion that you've created in your mind of how you imagine it to be. The imagination that you have is incredible. And then when you start to do, reality just doesn't tend to align up with our imaginations, does it? If you're a 5, doing ruins your privacy. You can have all of these plans in your mind, and the minute you do them, people know. People know what you're up to. People can give their judgments and their opinions, and people can start engaging with you on what it is that you're doing. And so doing ruins your privacy if you're a type 5. If you're a type 9, doing ruins your peace. Once you start doing things, there is always an opportunity for someone to disagree, for something to go wrong, for chaos to enter. And so it seems much easier for all withdrawing types to leave doing for last, or to do the things that are not important, to do the things that just kind of keep you busy without actually moving things forward. Because withdrawing types, 4s, 5s, and 9s, are past oriented when it comes to time orientation. They're constantly in the past. They're pondering, they're thinking, they're evaluating, they're feeling, and they're romanticizing. So it's all in the past. And you can putz around and do things, but you can't move forward with a lot of speed or a lot of aggression if you are constantly mentally in the past. So doing repressed withdrawing types, it's really important to ground yourself and to connect back to your body center. It takes intentionality though. So I would whereas with the aggressive types yesterday, when I was talking about reconnecting to your heart and how you need to slow down, sit in silence, do some meditation, and allow your feelings to come up. Withdrawing types, I was originally going to tell you to just, get quiet and connect to your body. But here's the thing, withdrawing types actually don't mind silence and don't mind quiet. And they can be very quiet, but they can be up here in the silence and in the stillness, and never connect here to their body, never connect to their intuition, never connect to their gut center. And so, yes, getting into a quiet space, if you're a withdrawing type, is great. You probably are like, all right, no problems here. But I want you to also intentionally engage with your physical body. And here's a couple of things that you can do for that. Whereas aggressive types need to slow down, I would say withdrawing types, I want you to start building up some energy, building up some heat. And the way that works is, first of all, breathing techniques. Breathing is incredibly centering to reconnect to your breath, is to reconnect to your soul, is to reconnect to your body. Breath kind of inhabits both soul and body, and it's where both combine, and you are inhaling, but you're also bringing oxygen to every part of your body. And so there's an amazing breathing technique that I've just discovered called Wim Hof. I haven't implemented it fully yet, but the research that I've been doing into it, and if you do Wim Hof, I'd love for you to let me know your thoughts on it. It's amazing, though, the way that it is exactly what withdrawing types need to do, having a mind-body connection, because withdrawing types are usually very good up here. They're usually all in their heads. They're usually very connected to their thoughts and feelings, but less connected to their bodies. And so doing this Wim Hof breathing is one of the growth activities that I would suggest for you, to be able to reconnect to your body center and start building up some energy. Start building up your body to start moving, to start engaging with the world. Because a lot of times withdrawing types, they are the lowest energy on the Enneagram. 9s have the lowest energy, probably followed by 5s, and 4s are close right behind them. And so building up heat in your body and building up energy in your body is a great way to not only reconnect with your body, but move yourself into more of an action-oriented state. And breath work is the first part of that. Another part of that is having a consistent workout routine. And I would mostly actually recommend yoga for this. Although if you're not comfortable with yoga, or you would prefer to build up energy a little bit more, then cardio. Cardio would be amazing. So running, something that is repetitive and yet really grounds you into your body, is going to be one of the best activities that you can do as a withdrawing type to reconnect to that body center. The last thing that I want you to do is, or that I would recommend for you to do, is to get a food journal and to become aware and cognizant of your eating habits. A lot of times withdrawing types, that they either don't eat regularly or they aren't aware of the cues that their body is giving them to nourish it, whether it's with food or water or even sleep. So because withdrawing types are disconnected from their body, they don't always get the cues that most of us get, that, hey, I'm tired, hey, I'm hungry, hey, I'm thirsty. And so one of the things I would really be a great activity for withdrawing types to do is to have a journal to keep track of what you're eating, when you're eating, what you're drinking, when you're drinking it, and how much sleep you're getting. And this is just a way of intentionally connecting your mind to your body. And then being able to evaluate and being able to notice patterns, and even tracking your energy levels when you eat certain foods, how that translates into your energy levels, because energy is such a necessity for all withdrawing types. Anything you can do to build up that heat and build up that energy in your body is going to be super beneficial for you to reconnect to your body center and be able to engage more in doing productively that will move you forward. So these are just a few things you can do to track, to build up awareness, and to reconnect. The last thing that I do want to talk about when it comes to connecting to your body center, and this is similar to what I spoke about yesterday about connecting to your heart center. In our environment, in this day and age, most people are not valuing of your gut or your heart as being valid centers of intelligence. Most of the time today, we only value what we can understand, what we can think of, what we can measure, what we can scientifically prove. And a lot of times, if you're in the withdrawing stance, because you're in your head, that makes sense to you. If I can't prove it, if it doesn't make sense mentally, then I'm not going to give it any sort of priority or value. It doesn't have a place in my life. The problem is your gut is a valid center of intelligence. Even if it's not respected as such, it truly is. And if you speak to anyone who is a type 1 or in type 8, the two that are in the gut triad that are very dominant in their gut center, they will tell you that without fail, if they have a gut feeling about something, it turns out to be right. When they have an intuition about something, it turns out to be valid. So my encouragement to you is not to discount your gut, not to discount your instincts, and not to discount the importance of reconnecting with your body. Not only does your body produce energy for you, and so neglecting it or being disconnected from it can contribute to some of the lack of energy that you might feel as a withdrawing type, but your body also holds wisdom. It's so weird, but it does. Your body holds wisdom. And when you neglect to listen to it or to connect to it, you're missing out on a whole third of the 3 centers of intelligence that can be helping you with your decision making, that can be helping you with your understanding of the world and how to process the world. And a lot of times withdrawing types do struggle with making decisions. And if you are able to connect to your body center, you're going to find that you have access to a whole other body of wisdom that can help you. And if you're able to listen to that intuition, it makes the decision-making process much easier as you go through life. So that is my training for you guys today on how to reconnect with your body. If you're a withdrawing type, I would love to hear if you've tried any of this, the Wim Hof breathing, doing yoga, journaling, having a cardio routine. This isn't just for health or just to like look good. This is literally to able to unlock and connect with an entire center of intelligence that you may not be accessing like you could. So I'd love to hear from you if that's something that you've done or if you're going to try it, because I know from my personal experience how it is unlocking my heart center. But I would love to hear how it goes for you, unlocking that body connection as a withdrawing type. I do talk a lot in my training experience called Enneagram for Individuals, which I've just opened. I do talk a lot about stances in that training. And I kind of go through why each type is repressed in the center of intelligence that it's repressed in. It is fascinating. I didn't really understand why each stance had a center that was repressed. And I kind of felt like, well, I know a lot of withdrawing types who do a lot of things. I didn't get how that actually happened and why it happened. And once I did, it blew my mind. And I talk a lot about it in Enneagram for Individuals. So if you are looking into a new way of learning the Enneagram that combines training plus coaching plus community, I'd love for you to check it out. You can go to the link in my profile and my Instagram profile. You can go to the link here on YouTube or Facebook, wherever you're watching this. And it just takes you to an info sheet where you can kind of just scroll through and see if this is the perfect way for you to actually go deeper into the Enneagram and figure out how it can make your life better, because it's more than just reading a book, and it's more than just looking at some memes on Instagram, although I do love a good Instagram meme, I'm not going to lie, but those don't make your life better. Getting training, coaching, and being a part of a community do. And so that's why I love the Enneagram for Individuals training experience that I've just launched. And I hope you love it too. Thanks for being with me here, guys. I will be back tomorrow to talk about how to engage productive thinking. So dependent types, I'm coming for you tomorrow. Hopefully I can get my little graphic to be in the right order tomorrow. But, you guys are my people. You know enough to know that I'm not crazy, right? Right. Not too crazy. Okay. Bye, guys. I love you, and I'll see you tomorrow.